Hey, hey there. Let's see if I can get some light on the subject. Like my pumpkin? Okay, listen. I want you to imagine this pumpkin says thankfulness. Thankful. It really says blessed. It says blessed. But I go with me here and imagine with me it says thankful. And imagine what happens when thankful feels heavy. We're going into Thanksgiving. We read about gratitude journals. Name three things you're thankful for. And it feels so heavy. It's so difficult to be thankful when one of the people that you are most thankful for is no longer here. And grief gets in the way of gratitude. Or does it? Hi, I'm Donna Scott, speaker, author of The Tapestry of Trauma, contributing author to Success in His Eyes. Thank you so much. Thanks to your support. It's made bestseller on Amazon. And today is the Power Day. If you haven't gotten a copy, please go ahead and grab it. I'll put the links in later. And I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. And today we begin a series called Thankful Through Tears, navigating holiday, Thankful Through Tears, navigating, I gotta read it. I don't have it memorized yet. Sorry, y'all. Navigating holiday heartache with hope. Okay, sounds better, right? Thankful Through the Tears, navigating holiday heartache with hope. Listen, I was praying because I was delaying. Sharing the topic today. I've shared with this before. When God has called me to, or gives me a topic, it's because I need it and it's tough. When we talk about grief, my Friday was my mom's birthday. And it's been tough. I shared last week I was wearing the red nails for her. And here I am getting ready to go into the Thanksgiving season with tears from my mom's birthday not being here. And I was like, why am I stalling? So I was on a little bit late, but it was like, Lord, what is this? And he quickly told me, because you're grieving. You're talking about something that you are experiencing now. Even though my mom went home to be with the Lord during COVID in 2021, it's been 4 years, and still working on this topic is bringing it up. So trust and believe what I'm sharing with you. God is also helping me right alongside you. Because here's the truth. I like how um, the psalmist David says in Psalm 42, verse 3, my tears have been my food day and night, while they say to me all day long, where is your God? For those of us who've lost loved ones, we prayed for their healing. We prayed for the miracle. And when God's answer was, I'm not going to heal them here, I'm going to heal them in heaven, That's not what we were looking for. That's not the outcome we were looking for. And while we're grateful for those who are with the Lord, we still hurt. We still hurt. We still cry. We still grieve. And yet, the earth keeps revolving. The sun keeps shining, depending on where you are. And life goes on. And now we are about to go into the holiday season, the time we celebrate it with our loved ones. And there's empty chairs. How do we navigate that heartache with hope? How do we manage our gratitude as we grieving? Because number one, we have to understand grief complicates gratitude. Don't you think? Let me share some of the reasons why grief and gratitude are difficult. Number one, grief enlarges the absence of our missing loved one. The, the things you used to do, or um, the memories that are coming up. And for those of you, my heart aches with you for your first time having Thanksgiving or Christmas or even Veterans Day, for the first time without your loved one. And the emptiness that feels. It's like, how can I said that before. It's a quote by Jessica Fain on Psychology Today. And she says that the heartache is, how can I be thankful when what I'm most thankful for is gone? How? How? It just, like I said, their absence is felt far more profoundly. So how can I be thankful when my prayer wasn't answered? Where I was caught off guard? Where? How? Number one. Number two, gratitude can feel like a betrayal to your loved ones. It's almost as if you laugh at a joke or you can find something to be grateful for, it's, but wait, if you do that, how does that honor the loss of the person who's gone? Your sorrow should take over everything, and there should not be any opportunities to smile. And when you do have those moments, guilt slides in. You shouldn't feel this way. I don't like that word should, but we do that a lot, right? So it just makes the grief come in, and it feels like you're betraying the loved one. It's hard to be thankful when you feel like you're betraying someone, right? Another thing that makes grief complicated is you don't have the bandwidth. Listen, grief is an energy drainer. That's where depression kicks in, the times you don't even want to get out of the bed, the thought of fixing one more breakfast. And for those who had loved ones and you would have breakfast together or get up and go walking together, or these daily things you would do with your loved one, gone. And the sadness that just grabs onto your soul, it takes up way more room and leaves very little room for anything else, especially gratitude. How can I give thanks? Lord, when I'm hurting so badly, sorry. Here we go. My own grief coming up. Okay. So those things with grief make it hard to hold on to thankfulness. How do I hold grief and thankfulness? How do I honor both? Especially when we're told in First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, verse 18. And it says, "In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." So not just through the holiday season. He's saying in everything, give thanks. Ooh, that's a difficult command during this season. So the first thing you have to understand is grief. I already had the first one. Grief complicates gratitude, and it's okay that they can both be there. They can both coexist. That's hard because they're opposite. Thankfulness implies joy. Grief is sadness. How can they both be present? They can. God created us that we can have and hold multiple emotions at the same time. I had a book for kids that was called Double Dip Feelings. And it gave the example back when you can afford it, getting an ice cream cone with 2 scoops. One scoop would be chocolate chip, the other one might be vanilla, right? 2 different flavors on the same cone. Likewise, we can have grief and gratitude. Even though the grief ice cream scoop might be bigger than the gratitude, they don't have to dismiss each other. They don't. When I talk about navigating, it's how do I manage the heartache as I go through the holidays? Both can happen, but you got to honor the grief. Number 2, God invites us to be honest and not perform. How many of us wear a mask to make everybody else feel better when inside we're dying? Now, don't get me wrong. There's a time and a place, and there are some people that they might not feel that safe to be honest about your grief, but I am encouraging you to find that safe person that you can take the mask off. First and foremost, with God, share your pain, share your agony, share your loss with God, and then find support with someone who has skin on. Someone that you can talk about that loved one with. Talk about what you're missing. And if you need to cry, cry. Do that. My friend, I hope she doesn't kill me. I meant to ask if I had permission, but she was sharing because she had a first birthday without her brother. And she had a beautiful conversation with her brother's wife. And they spent over 2 hours on the phone, sharing memories, sharing tears, sharing laughter, because they were honest about the pain. They were honest about the loss. And what we do know is when we can get support in our pain, it lessens the load. Research also shows that finding ways to be grateful, giving thanks in all things, also restores some energy that sorrow and grief sucks out. I know it's kind of hard to imagine, but let me give you an example. Because actually the practical tip I want you guys to do is a grief and grace journal. And in that journal, what I want you to do, even if it's written journal or a verbal journal, or, because I got these people who like to record stuff, however you do it, I want you to practice this tip as you're navigating your heartache through the holidays, because I want you to be able to find that hope. And first of all, be okay that the grief is there. It's not going away. Again, grief is an honoring and a testament to the power of love that you had for the person. Even though the person is gone to be with the Lord and they're no longer here, your love is still here. And that is a testament that is a testament. Please, please, please honor that pain, because it's another way you're honoring your loved one. And as you do that, though, I also want you to be able to talk about one thing you still have, because we do focus on what we don't have. So, for example, as I think about my mom, as I grieve my mom, right? Um, the book, the book today, you don't think I want to call her mom and hear her squeal. And for those of you who know her, she had this phrase and this way of saying, I'm so excited, that just stirred everybody up. Oh, how I miss that I can't call her and that I can't hear that phrase or hear her say Donna Cherie. I miss that. So I would journal that. What I would add, what I would be happy about, is her legacy. That's one thing. I've got so many. Her legacy of fashion that she's given me, but I knew this would be hard. We were singing Sunday, um, and the phrase was, people from every nation and tongue, from generation to generation, we worship you. And as I thought about that, I thought about how my mom and my dad started the generation, because they were the first generation to get saved. Their parents, their grandparents, their other relatives didn't take them to church, didn't know the Lord. They met in the God who loved them and saved them, and they didn't keep it to themselves. Not only did they raise my brother and I to know God for ourselves, they became ministry. My dad became a pastor. My mom was a pastor's wife, minister of music. It was like spreading God's love everywhere. And because they broke the generational curse of not having God, we have a legacy that continues, that they started. I'm here sharing God's truth of hope and healing to you. My brother is doing ministry. The grandchildren know God and walking with God. Legacy. So in my grief and grace journal, I miss her. I'm so excited, and I'm grateful for her legacy. Because of her, I am saved, and I get to be here for you. So you get to benefit from her legacy. So that's my tip and encouragement for you this week. And as you're going through the holidays, honor what you miss. Jot that down. And look for the grace and the gratitude of what you're thankful for. About that loved one, yeah, I'm going to challenge you about that loved one. They're gone. Grieve that. But what do you have because they were here? Yeah, I like it that way better. Okay? That's my challenge to you. Thank you so much for listening. My praying for you, being thankful through the tears as you navigate this season. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And again, thank you for your support for Success in His Eyes. I'm going to put the link in case you don't have the book yet. Thanks again. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.